this morning?
Good morning.
Okay, I see you got a little food and coffee there. My name is Howard Flowers. I'm an independent associate and small business and group benefits specialist with a company called Prepaid Legal Services. I want to thank Mr. Rosales and Mrs. Quintana for all the work that they do to put together these venues so that we can interact with each other and help each other in the business world. I love being in morning meetings with people that are motivated to improve their lives and find out different ways or better ways of approaching their business. I want to give you a little bit of background about myself. I have my lovely business partner and wife here this morning, Cindy. We started this business about 2 years ago because of an identity theft event that happened. And once we investigated the service, we really fell in love with it, and we're proud to be representing it. I would like to tell you a little bit about Prepaid Legal Services. You may have heard of the name, but you may not know too much about them, but they've been in business for 36 years. They've been publicly traded since 1976. They've been on the New York Stock Exchange since 1999. They've had 15 consecutive years of growth. They're a rock-solid company regulated by the FTC to provide a service to people. They're helping millions of families across the United States save time, money, and take stress out of their lives. Just to give you a couple of statistics, about 52% of Americans today have a current legal situation going on. 1 in 7 has been hit with identity theft, and 7 out of 10 do not have a will. Most Americans cannot afford to have professional representation or legal advice because the cost of attorneys at $250 to $500 an hour have frozen them out of the legal system. So what do? They try and resolve it themselves, ignore it, or third one is something else. I can't think of it right now, but I mean, they just don't handle it in a professional way. What we have done, we have a solution to that problem. We give them affordable access to the justice system plus our identity theft protection package, which is very impressive. So, simply put, Prepaid Legal Services is to attorney's fees what medical insurance is to hospital and doctor bills. There are 6 different areas that we cover. They're all separate and different, and they will cover 100% of your legal needs in addition to our identity theft package. The cost of everything that I'm going to talk about this morning looks like this. I bought this morning for $1.19. For about $1.18 a day, you can have all the services that I'm going to talk about this morning, $35.95 a month on a month-to-month agreement. I think you will find it's one of the best bargains that you've ever run across. There goes part of my legal plan. Okay, so if you'll hold any questions you have until the end, I'd be happy to answer them at that time. I'm going to start off with the legal plan. And the first area is preventative law. That's where most of our membership uses it. We have 5 other areas of coverage. We hope you never have to use them, but they're available to you if you need them. The first area is you can contact your provider attorney in California on an unlimited number of phone calls, on an unlimited number of issues, both personal and business, and receive legal advice. You will receive a return phone call, they guarantee within 8 business hours. I found it to be much shorter than that, by an attorney that specializes in that area of law. So if you think your rights have been violated, you've been taken advantage of, or you simply have a legal question and you need some direction, all you have to do is pick up the phone and call your attorney, and you will get representation. An example of this that I used about 1.5 years ago is one of our children. We were buying a used car, and I wanted the guy to do some repairs before I gave him his money, and he wanted a deposit. I agreed to do that, so I called my prepaid legal attorney on Friday at 4:45, and I said, I need to talk to an attorney about doing a deposit receipt. I want to make sure I write it out properly. I want my rights protected. I don't want this guy keeping my money. And I got a call back at 5:10 in 25 minutes by an attorney who dictated a deposit receipt to me over the phone that I just put on my Word document, and I had the guy sign it, and I gave him my check, and everything turned out. But that night I went to bed a little bit more at ease because I hadn't written up a legal document in my own thinking, in my own handwriting, that I didn't know whether it would hold up in court or not. So by having, it's not if you have a big problem or if your problem's not so big. It's if you have access to an attorney, would it make a difference in your life? So whether it's a small item or a large item, you always have access, just like the wealthy people do, to competent legal advice. Now, the attorney firm will also write an unlimited number of letters and make an unlimited number of phone calls on your behalf to help resolve a legal issue. Now, the firm that we have in California is called Parker Stanberry, and this is what their letterhead looks like. Like everybody, take a close look at this. You know, in my career as a broker, a real estate broker, if I received a letter from a legal firm that had all of these names up at the top of the page, I would become very nervous that I may have a serious problem. I want to get it resolved. Parker Stanberry, our provider firm, is the 5th largest firm in California. They have 5 different locations, over 100 attorneys that specialize in every area of law. International, you name it, they've got it. Now, they were established in 1926. Some of the clients they have on retainer are Rite Aid, Allstate Insurance, the City of Orange, Kaiser Permanente, and the Los Angeles Dodgers. But their largest client is Prepaid Legal Services. We pay them $1.8 million per month. That is $1.8 million per month to service the Prepaid Legal members in California. We are their largest client, and we are treated accordingly. They have a customer care section. They've got over 60 administrative staff just handling phone calls and paperwork for the Prepaid Legal members. You have access to top quality attorneys. This service is nationwide. It covers all 50 states, including Canada. So if you have a legal issue outside of the state of California, we have an attorney firm, just like Parker Stanberry, waiting to serve you. This is an unbelievable service. We also give you contract and document review, up to 10 pages. So if you're thinking about buying a car, buying a home, entering into a contract for service or products, and you want to have it reviewed, you can have it reviewed by your attorney, just like the wealthy people do. If you have a contract you've already signed and you want to make sure you know what it says, like a life insurance policy, they will review that for you as part of the service. Okay? This is really critical. I mean, every contract you've ever signed has been reviewed by an attorney. The problem is it wasn't yours. It was somebody else's. So only the wealthy people get their documents reviewed. Now you can do what they do. Now, will preparation. 7 out of 10 people do not have a will in the United States. Everybody's going to need one. As part of this service, we will give you a will. And it's not just an ordinary will, it is a comprehensive will with a health directive and durable power of attorney for you and your spouse. And by the way, I neglected to point out who is covered by these services, which is you and your spouse or domestic partner, any never married children up to the age of 21 still living at home, any never married children up to the age of 23 that are full-time college students, and any children that are physically or mentally challenged that you have guardianship of for life. So this will covers you and your spouse. This will, the cost of this type of legal document across the United States averages $400 to $700. So if you're married, you have a spouse, and you don't have a will, you can save $800 just by signing up. We know that our service can't be compared to anywhere else in the United States. We will give you this will as included because we know once you use it, you'll want to keep this service for life. This is a month-to-month agreement at $1.18 a day. It is the best bargain I have ever seen. The next area is Department of Motor Vehicle Services. If you receive, a moving traffic violation anywhere in the United States, and you have a defensible position, we will send an attorney to court for you to represent you, with you or for you, depending on what the circumstances are. If you have teenage children, if you have employees that drive company cars, this is very critical to keeping points off your record. We don't fix tickets, but having an attorney represent you and review your documentation, they can find ways of getting you out. I have a client that I sold a membership to, is coming back from Tahoe and got 2 speeding tickets in about 45 minutes. A legal attorney went to court for him. He got 1 ticket dismissed and the other one reduced. He paid for his prepaid legal service for probably 2 or 3 years all at once with all the money that he saved on that. So this is a very powerful tool. Now sometimes bad things happen to good people. If you're in an accident and a death occurs, you will be charged with manslaughter, vehicular homicide, or involuntary manslaughter, and there is no automobile insurance that will protect you against criminal charges. Our service will. And I've had a friend of mine whose son found himself in this situation, and he had the initial retainer to defend somebody in this situation is about $30,000. Prepaid Legal will defend you start to finish, win or lose, included in your service, providing that the vehicle was registered, you had a valid driver's license, and there's no drugs or alcohol involved. In other words, it was an accident. You got distracted, you hit something or somebody, a death occurs, you get charged with these, you have a defense. You don't have to go out and mortgage your home in order to protect you and your loved ones. The next area is trial defense. The day you sign, oh, by the way, on Department of Motor Vehicles, doesn't go into effect until 15 days after you sign up, so drive slowly for the first 15 days. Trial defense, as soon as you sign up, you have 75 hours of pretrial and trial defense for you and your spouse if you are named in a civil or criminal-related job, work-related criminal lawsuit, the two of you. I like to call this my $25,000 legal defense fund. What it does is it eliminates frivolous lawsuits and legal blackmail. I've been in a position as a real estate broker in the past and a developer to where people were trying to extract money out of me by threatening to sue me, knowing that I would settle rather than defend my rights because it was too expensive to hire an attorney. So they would take a little bit of money and go away. Now that I have this, I go to sleep every night knowing that if anybody wants to try and blackmail me with a lawsuit, they're going to go away. Because when they find out I have prepaid legal, I have 75 hours of prepaid attorney services, they can go all they want. It's not going to cost me a dime. And these are cumulative. Each year you maintain your membership, it goes up by 70 hours. So at the end of 5 years, you will have 335 hours of pretrial and trial defense. And this is available to you on a calendar year. Whenever your anniversary date is, it all kicks back in, or it goes up depending on which year you're in. So if you use up all your trial hours in 1 year, when the next year starts, you start brand new again with the full amount due you. The next area is IRS audit services. You receive 50 hours of representation by an IRS audit attorney that charges about $500 an hour. I have another client that she was 24-hour fitness manager and trainer, and she was making over $100,000 a year, just 24 years old. Got audited by the IRS. They said they wanted $18,000. She took paperwork to the prepaid legal attorney. They found out the IRS had made a mistake, and that $18,000 came down to $5. And that seems kind of surreal, but the key element here is that she hired a $500 an hour attorney to represent her and got her liability substantially reduced and didn't have to pay any legal fees. Didn't cost her a dime. So if it would have gone to $18,000 to 14 or 12 or 10 or 9, that would have been a good thing. But without this service, she would have still incurred thousands of dollars of legal expense. So she avoided that. The next area is the member discount. For anything that's not 100% covered, you get a 25% discount. Examples of that would be you want to sue somebody, you have a DUI, you're charged with a criminal charge, you want a divorce, you have a child custody issue, you want a contract drawn up, or you want to sue somebody. So we give you that at a 25% discount, which is a bigger discount than any other law firm is going to give you. The next area is our legal shield, and I forgot to take my little card out here and get it ready for you. This is the most important piece of plastic that I carry in my wallet. I make sure that my wife and my children have auto-clip cards. In case of an emergency, somebody can come to their assistance. We're the only firm that can give you this. 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, access to an attorney. They guarantee you'll have an attorney on the phone within 3 minutes of calling this 800 number anywhere in the United States. So if you're stopped or detained, or you're in an accident, you don't know what your rights are, you're scared, you need some legal advice, you, your children, your spouse have access to an attorney 24 hours a day. We have 3 children, 1 girl and 2 boys. The girl has never used it. The boys have used it more than once, and one of them just used it last week. You know, and I'm glad it's there. We're in Las Vegas at a convention. He's got a problem out in Lake Paris, you know, and call your attorney, you know, and find out what your rights are and get it going. I mean, it was really a relief to us to have this service. So we have experiences. So that's the legal plan. The second area I'm going to cover is identity theft, the fastest growing crime in America today. The FBI states that there's more money being made in the identity theft field than there is in the worldwide drug trade. 25,000 identities are being stolen every day, according to the FBI. The city of Long Beach will not take a criminal report on identity theft unless the loss is greater than $15,000. The police don't know what to do about it. They have no idea. So what we offer is the premier product in the United States, coupled with our legal services, which includes monitoring and restoration. There's a lot of companies that offer monitoring, and that's great. But what they don't tell you is that when you have an identity theft issue that comes up, they're going to hand you a booklet with a bunch of phone numbers and let you do all the work. With our service, we take care of it 100% through a company called Kroll Worldwide, the #1 risk management company in the world. We will assign a licensed investigator to you. They will guaranteed they'll go out and put a stop to what's going on and bring your identity back to where it was before the event happened. We're the only company, and in 40% of identity theft cases, the services of an attorney are needed to complete the restoration. And that could cost somebody thousands of dollars, but we have it included in our $35.95 a month membership. Now, most people think that identity theft is mostly financial, but there's 5 areas: driver's license, social security, medical, and criminal. The highest instance of identity theft today is medical identity theft, which was surprising to me at 28%. People are going out and getting their medical identity, having procedures done, exhausting their insurance coverages, and whatever medical condition they have is going into that medical file of that person, and that's sealed. They can't get it out. If someone goes out and takes your driver's license and gets arrested in your name, that arrest record immediately goes to the city database that's automatically transferred to the county, to the federal, to the state and federal databases. As individuals, we cannot get that information out. That will stay with us for life. If someone uses your social security number and they don't pay their taxes, the IRS is going to come knocking on your door. It's ironic that in the legal field you're innocent until proven guilty. With identity theft, you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. If there's a warrant issued for your arrest because somebody has, duplicated your driver's license, you're going to have to go to jail to prove who you are. So, what the Kroll company does is they do the daily monitoring. So you'll see an alert if somebody changes your mailing address, does any activity in your name. They will do a proactive background check, where they'll check the county criminal databases, federal watch list, Department of Motor Vehicles, Social Security Administration to see if you have any ongoing issues, and then they will monitor you on a daily basis, and they'll send you alerts every time something goes on. My wife was shopping not too long ago, decided to take out an extra credit card to take advantage of a discount, 20% discount. I immediately got an alert before she walked in the door with the package.